everybody on YouTube. Happy Friday. It's me, the Student Witch. I have you at a slightly different angle so you can see more of my humble abode. Man, it's been one of those days. You know, one of those days when someone says something stupid and you just want to march out of the room? Well, that someone who said something stupid was my professor today. But because of the power dynamic between professor and student, I had to keep my mouth shut even though I was on the verge of tears, because this professor teaches a class that I'm required to take. I have no real choice about it, and I've heard horror stories about this class. It's a theory class, a required theory class. And it's taught by a kind of... well, I'm just gonna withhold some details, but he just said something that I found to be very disrespectful and classist, because he just said it without any impunity, without any fear of, having someone correct him, because he's a white man at a powerful academic institution with tenure and he can just say whatever the hell he wants, apparently. And it was very offending to me because it was classist. So he basically said, if you don't pronounce this certain phrase correctly, then you're stupid. You sound stupid. And he literally said the word stupid. And the question of accent and language is really tricky because, why is one form of speaking or one register of a language or one dialect of a language preferred over another? Chances are it has to do with social class and race and even gender identity. So for him to say, like, if you don't say this correctly, you sound stupid, is basically calling, like, me stupid as a working class person from rural Kentucky. It's calling my relatives who are still in Kentucky stupid just because they don't have a fancy degree. Anyway, it was just very insulting, and I just had to sit there and bite my tongue for 2 hours. But thank God and Goddess that I have a couple of friends in the class who also found it very insulting, who can't stand that man, but we're just in it together because we have to fulfill the requirements. So we immediately left, had lunch, and drank a beer. So I'm continuing that with some pumpkin beer. I love pumpkin beer. Okay, so after that class, it was a beer and retail therapy kind of day. So I went shopping with them a little bit. I didn't buy anything, but on my way home to my apartment, I did get something for myself. It is this little bottle. Is a frankincense and myrrh perfume oil. I don't normally wear perfumes, but if I do, I prefer the oil-based perfumes to the alcohol-based perfumes, because the alcohol-based perfumes make me sneeze. And I don't really like flowery scents. I love lavender, but I'm never going to wear it as a perfume, if that makes sense. And I also don't really like vanilla or chocolate or mocha kind of things. I prefer earthy and spicy scents. So frankincense and myrrh, as some of you may know, I have an obsession about frankincense and myrrh. So this little vial of perfume cost me $9, but a little bit goes a long way, so it's going to last me a long time. And it's by Kumba Made. I think I have a little pamphlet here. Sorry, everything's going to be backwards. K-U-U-M-B-A Made. And it's a company out of Tucson, Arizona, specializing in botanical infusions. Apparently on top of fragrance oils or perfumes, they also make body lotion, bath and body oil, roll-on body glitter, botanically infused coconut oil, bath salts, lip balms and shimmers, and other kind of spa beauty products. So, Kumba made, and this stuff is fucking amazing. Oh, it's sweet, but spicy, it's earthy, it's right up my alley. This is the type of scent I love. And I think of frankincense myrrh as something, like when I burn frankincense and myrrh scented incense, I think of sanctifying something, like making the space holy. So like when I put it on my body, I'm reminding myself that I am holy, my body is holy, my spirit is holy, it's sanctified, you know. Anyway, so that was my little retail therapy after a really crappy class this morning. And then a week ago, I actually did a little bit more retail therapy, even though I'm broke, but it's okay. I'm trying to spend wisely. I discovered Palo Santo, and I know some of the older witches were probably like, girl, where have you been? But Palo Santo, I got this package. It originally had 5. I'm keeping 1 piece upstairs on my reverence altar, I'm gonna call it. And I keep 1 piece down here, which I have here, which I've already gone through almost half of it in a week. I keep it down here with my sage. I decided to keep my sage and Palo Santo down here on my working altar, which is actually my coffee table, as you can see there. Yeah. I keep it down here because I find myself every morning when I wake up, I'll burn some Palo Santo around myself and around the room, upstairs and downstairs. And it's to me, Palo Santo is like light cleaning, whereas something like sage I reserve for like deep spiritual cleaning. Like if I feel like I need to get rid of some energetic shit in my living space and in myself, I'll physically clean my space and myself, you know, mop the floors, do the dishes, vacuum, clean the bathtub, everything. Take a shower, and then I'll go around with sage, because sage is very like, to me, like a very, I don't know, it feels more like a masculine energy, and I don't know if that's what everybody feels about sage, but Palo Santo is more of a feminine energy. It's more of a welcoming, like it clears, and then it welcomes in positivity to me. Like, as soon as I opened the package and burnt it for the first time, I just felt so much more positive, like happy. It makes me happy just thinking about it. So yeah, I've heard of Palo Santo. My husband told me that when he was still living in Chile, he used to burn Palo Santo in his room. Not for any like energetic reasons, but because he liked the smell. And it's a beautiful wood smell. So yeah, that was a wonderful discovery. So I got that at Cambridge Naturals, the store that I've talked about before in another haul video. And then I felt like my reverence altar upstairs was missing something. I felt like it was missing incense and candles. But unfortunately, at Stop and Shop, which is a few blocks down the street from me, they don't carry the candles I used to use anymore. So I wanted to get something like incense, something I could burn to like symbolize an offering of energy, you know, to the reverence altar. Because on the reverence altar, and I call it the reverence altar because I use it to honor like my ancestors, the sacred masculine and feminine, you know, I use it to honor my spirituality and my path. So it was missing incense. So I went to Cambridge Naturals where I got the Palo Santo, and that same day I bought cone incense. Now, This is another thing I bought for the first time. I've used this stick incense for years. I love it, but I've never bought cone incense. So first I bought this. This was only $4, and it's made of soapstone, carved in India. And you put the little cone inside. I still have some ash in it from using it. And the little lid goes on perfectly. So that's the little incense burner. And then I bought 3 Ayurvedic cone incense, partly because these were the cheapest at the store. But I also like how they were organized by element. They don't have an earth element, but they have fire, air, and water. And this is the Triloka, I don't know how to pronounce it. Triloka Ayurvedic incense cones. This is the fire. It's a very sweet scent, very sweet. I like it. This is the air. This is sweet, but it's not as sweet as the fire. And then this is the water. This is even less sweet, more earthy. So like fire, air to water, it goes gradually like more towards the earthy, woody scent. So what I do in the morning on my reverence altar, in the morning I burn fire because fire reminds me of the rising sun of that day. Like a burst of energy, the rising sun. Things are illuminated by the sun and by fire. And then in the afternoon, usually when I get back from class or studying or whatever I'm doing, I burn the air. Air associated with the intellect. And then at night, I burn the water. I like how the water one has a very earthy scent, so it kind of squishes the two, water and earth, together for me. And it's very calming. Water, I think of as soothing, so it's a nice soothing energy to burn before you go to bed. So that's the last one that I burn. So, yeah, that's my little mini incense haul. I think these were only like $2.79 each. Yeah. So, that's my little haul and my little retail therapy. I hope you guys are enjoying a beer or something this evening. And have a wonderful Friday. Okay, bye everybody.